Hey everybody. So for today's movie review, I'm going to talk about the Disney and Pixar film Brave. It came out in late June and I just got around to seeing it. So I'm going to review that film for you today. So Brave, you guys, if you don't know what it is, it's the new Pixar film that came out this summer. And it's about a princess warrior who doesn't want to be the person that her mother and father want her to be in this kingdom. She's being trained to be kind of this classy princess, and she has to prepare for this presentation they're having in the kingdom where a prince from another land will eventually marry her. And this Princess Merida, who's voiced by Kelly MacDonald in the film, who's the lead character in the film too, doesn't want to get married. She wants to live her own life, find the right man eventually, but not through this presentation going on in the castle. Um, so during that presentation event, uh, because Princess Merida is big into archery and she chooses archery as the event that happens in this presentation, um, she decides to show off her skills in archery and starts to get the mother and father mad because this is her big opportunity. And even though it was nice that people got to saw her skills and her archery skills and the skills that she wants the men of the presentation to be aware of, the mother and father were mad because that kind of blew her chance to be this very good-looking, beautiful woman that would win her heart over in this competition thing. And so this gives Princess Merida mad. And don't worry, I'm not going to get into the twist or anything, um, but what I can tell you, as far as just as a synopsis wise, is Princess Merida eventually tracks down this witch, and she decides to. She hears that the witch can provide a spell that can change her fate. And so what she does is, because she's not satisfied with the kingdom and the kingdom's rules, and she wants to choose um, her own way of life. She wants to find the right husband, and she wants her own fate. She wants a completely different one. So the witch does come up with something that could change her fate, and all I can say is, without ruining the film, is that fate that the witch offered her was not exactly what Merida wanted. It was a different fate, but it was not what Merida wanted. So that's about as much as I can say without ruining the film, because the rest of the film is really centered around a twist that happens shortly after that scene I just told you about. Um, so Disney and Pixar's Brave, you guys. I think the reason why this film had such mixed opinions, and I'm definitely more on the good side than the bad side on this critiquing part of the film, because I think the twist makes the film feel so different. Because really, the first half was kind of this, coming of age, um, young princess who doesn't want to be, a part of this kingdom's established rules and everything, and trying to, adapt to that lifestyle. And then the film takes a completely different direction. And I think it's one of those things where either you're going to like that direction a lot, or you're going to not like it at all. But I was definitely in the crowd that actually liked the twist. I felt it helped the film a lot. But anyway, I'm gonna get to the positives and negatives of this film. First off, the realistic visuals in this film were amazing. They were excellent. Um, I can easily say this is one of Pixar's visually better films, simply because if you look at the ground and even the trees in this film as Merida's walking through the forest, you can see almost every strand of grass, every leaf, um, the details on the bark very well of the trees. Just a very visually well done movie. Um, like I explained before, I thought the twist actually made the film more interesting, at least in my opinion, anyway. It's gonna really be the make it or break it uh, view on your film when you see it. It's just one of those things where either you're really gonna like this twist or you're really not gonna like it at all. Some might not even consider it a twist, but it's kind of a turning point in the film simply because it just adds a completely different tone to the movie. But I thought the twist was very fun. I thought the way Pixar handled this twist was very fun in this movie. I also liked how in the first half of the film you at least get to see the hardships of royal family life, kind of, what would happen if you had a son or a daughter who didn't like those rules in this established kingdom, and you gotta find a way to convince them of that. It had a very realistic take on kind of the medieval lifestyle that happened back in the Dark Ages. And I felt the film really got that feeling right. Um, the Princess Merida character, like I said, voiced by Kelly MacDonald, she had triplet prince brothers in this movie, and I thought they were very fun to watch in this. When the twist happens in this film, the twist does affect them in some way. And what they do with the twist is just really fun, and it's just they become even cuter characters when the twist happens in the movie. Um, so huge thumbs up to Pixar. I just love the little triplet princes. They were really fun to watch. They help Merida when she's under trouble and when she needs to get through with once again the twist of the movie. Very fun to watch in this. I actually thought the voice acting in this was very good too. I really felt like, these people weren't just there because it was just another animated film by Pixar. I really felt like the people they chose in this movie felt like they belonged there. Kelly MacDonald was the right choice for Merida. Emma Thompson was the right choice for the Queen. Billy Connolly was the right choice for the King. I believe Craig Ferguson from The Late Show was also one of the kings of the other lands. They had a prince that was in the runs for that presentation in the beginning part of the film. Craig Ferguson was one of those fathers. Um, Julie Walters from Harry Potter, I think, was in this. She was Mrs. Weasley. She was the voice of the witch, and she was very good in this too. Um, I just loved the voice acting in this. It was very good. I don't remember what they called these characters in the film. They called them this a lot throughout the movie, but they were pretty much fairies nonetheless. I called them path fairies. That was because my little nickname for them. They strongly remind me of the fairies you see in the Legend of Zelda games. I think they were called Novi or Navi or something like that. Um, just a very accurate interpretation of how fairies are viewed as in fantasy stories. I really liked what Pixar did with these little fairies. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you've seen this movie, they were the little blue creatures that flew around, and if Merida or the Queen or whatever followed them, um, they could lead you to a place that can either change your fate or will get you out of the woods or whatever. Whenever you see those little creatures, Pixar manages to always do something unique with them throughout the movie. Um, as the negatives go, you guys, I really felt like if Pixar really wanted to make this a huge successful film like they did with Toy Story and Finding Nemo and a bunch of their other classics, I almost wish they provided something new to the fantasy genre. Because even though this film was good, and even though I liked it, and even though there was a twist, I really felt like it didn't add anything new to the fantasy genre. And even though this genre has been around so long in film, it'd be hard to kind of remake and rewrite the rules for this genre because it's been around for so long. With Lord of the Rings and everything else. But you know what? I think if Pixar really wanted to make a smash hit the way they were hoping for, I think writing some new rules for the fantasy genre, maybe giving us a different viewpoint on the fantasy genre. Like, what if they had it more like a superhero route, or what if they, injected something new into this genre? Because, quite frankly, this is something we've seen in this genre for quite a long time. Really nothing new, and I really wish Pixar, with all the creative imaginations they have in their business, really took something new to the film. Um, the kingdom lifestyle scenes at the beginning when they were kind of establishing, the kind of what the kingdom's lifestyle was like and what were the rules and what you can and can't do. To me, they felt just a little boring, and I really wish Pixar really made those scenes more fun. I guess the scenes like Merida getting ready for this presentation and getting her in the generic looking princess look, and it really felt like they could have made it more fun simply because the twist really vamped up the movie. I almost wish because that twist was so reliable throughout the movie, how come they couldn't made the first half as interesting too? Um, and overall, guys, I must say this isn't Pixar's best film simply because, like I explained before, it really didn't add anything new to the fantasy genre. I think it would have been really interesting if they did. It just didn't have the same oomph factor that Toy Story and Finding Nemo and The Incredibles and Monsters Inc. and all the classics that they made throughout the years. I will say this film is better than Cars 2, as expected. Um, and quite frankly, I wasn't huge on Ratatouille or Wall-E, so I like this film a lot better than those two films as well. But as far as everything else made by Pixar, I don't think this film lives up to, like the classics like Toy Story and Finding Nemo and stuff. Um, but overall, guys, I give Brave a 8.5 out of 10. There is plenty to be seen here. Really just ignore all the negativities you hear about this film. It really wasn't that bad. Um, like I said, the twist is either going to make it or break it for you. So if you really don't like the film, it's probably because of the twist. Um, so anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Hopefully you see Brave after this review. And like I explained before, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Very good film, but I really wish Pixar would have done something new for the fantasy genre.